Hello guys, it's Revolution. On this video we're going to discuss my favourite character actually from Dragon Ball Super, the God of Destruction of Universe 7, Beerus, and where his power lies amongst the rest of the cast in Dragon Ball. Now a lot of people believe Beerus was surpassed by mortals in the Tournament of Power by the likes of Jiren the Grave, Universe 11, as well as Ultra Instinct Goku. And then in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, Goku stated that Broly may have surpassed Beerus in terms of power. So we're going to take a look at where Beerus' power lies from all angles, from all the official sources, amongst his fellow cast members. And I'm going to tell you that when Beerus' power, his full power, is finally revealed in a future story of Dragon Ball Super, that it will surprise us all. But just before we begin, a quick question. Do you believe that Beerus had the power to destroy Mugen Zamasu, otherwise known as Astral Zamasu, essentially an immortal metaphysical being whose essence transcended time and space? Astral Zamasu's being beyond that of just raw power. Let me know down in the comment section, I look forward to reading it. And if you are new to Revolution, or you've watched a few videos like what you see and haven't subscribed yet, please do smash that subscribe button and the bell button next to it to be notified whenever I release new content. Lots of big content coming up, I assure you of that. If you love Dragon Ball, you'll love Revolution. All your trolling needs, you'll find the links to my Instagram and Twitter in the pinned comment of this video. So Dragon Ball has always followed the same pattern where the new main antagonist has always been stronger than the previous main antagonist. This happened in not just Dragon Ball but Dragon Ball Z as well, and continued in Dragon Ball GT, as well as the Dragon Ball Z movies, with the writer practically admitting so, that each new villain had to be stronger than the previous villain. Dragon Ball is simply a story of one-upmanship. However, Dragon Ball Super, whilst in large follows the very same concept. The first antagonist or enemy of Goku and friends in Dragon Ball Super, Beerus, his full power, his true power, still remains a mystery. Now if we rewind back to the Battle of God Saga, the introduction of Beerus into the Dragon Ball Super series alongside his angel attendant Whis, they were the catalyst for all the events that occurred throughout Dragon Ball Super. Without Beerus' prophetic dream, there would be no Super Saiyan God. Frieza would have been wished back and absolutely wrecked the Z Warriors. Then of course the God of Destruction tournament between Universe 6 and Universe 7 wouldn't have happened. Obviously, in the Future Trunks saga, Beerus would never have taken Goku to the Supreme World of the Kais of Universe 10, where we met Zamasu, which triggered all those events. Then of course, the Tournament of Power wouldn't have happened, because if Zeno never attended the God of Destruction tournament and liked what he saw, he wouldn't have come up with the concept of the Tournament of Power. Beerus is responsible for everything. Now if we hark back to the Battle of God Saga, where Goku fought against Beerus, obviously Beerus was far too much smoke for Super Saiyan 3 Goku, end of Z Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and obviously Goku had to undergo the Super Saiyan God ritual, which ultimately allowed him to somewhat compete with Beerus. But little did we know at that time how suppressed Beerus was in that fight. Of course, we saw Beerus literally flick Super Saiyan 3 Goku into oblivion, prompting Goku to state that even fusion with Vegeta wouldn't be enough to tackle Beerus. Now whilst Goku didn't quite specify which variants of fusion he would use out of Potara and Metamaran, even though many sources, official sources, have kind of implied that both Metamaran and Potara fusion have been retconned to be similar power levels, or at least somewhat relative to each other in terms of raw power. If you want to know more about that, I heavily recommend checking out my video on why Vados might have been right about fusion after her comments in the Tournament of Power. Considering that Vegeta only learnt the Metamaran fusion during the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, you would have to assume that Goku was talking about Potara. The most powerful hypothetical version of Vegito we could have got at that moment in time would have been a Super Saiyan 3 Vegito. Considering that Super Vegito was literally toying with Buhan, the most powerful adversary that we'd seen in Dragon Ball to that date, a Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta would have simply been overkill for the likes of Buhan. Yet, here was Goku stating that that wouldn't have been enough to take down Beerus. So of course, he took the chance and took the Super Saiyan God ritual. Now I see many people use the argument, well, Super Saiyan God Goku lost as well. However, what I would like to point out is, after he did lose, fusion would still have been an option. But he did not take that option in the face of the Earth being destroyed. So that tells you that Super Saiyan God Goku was at least as strong as Super Saiyan 3 Vegito, most likely much stronger. Now during the fight against Super Saiyan God Goku, Beerus told Goku that he was using 100% of his power, but of course in episode 15 he admitted what we all pretty much knew and said that he was lying to Goku about using his full power. Now in episode 18 of Dragon Ball Super, Whis compared the powers of a post-Battle of Gods Goku and Vegeta to the true power of Beerus, being that of them being a tree stump in comparison to a castle. Now this isn't just any regular castle, it's Beerus' castle, it's huge. It became abundantly clear that Beerus wasn't even using 1% of his power against Super Saiyan God Goku in Battle of Gods. In fact, far less than 1% power would be more accurate. Now in episode 18 of Dragon Ball Super, Goku and Whis hadn't trained in Whis' staff and learnt to utilise God Ki properly yet, and they hadn't unlocked Super Saiyan Blue. So sure, that would have closed the gap considerably, and in the God of Destruction tournament, upon witnessing Goku use Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 10, Beerus' reaction was quite astonishing considering that he still admitted that Goku didn't stand a chance. But what I want to say is, if you're going to use Beerus' reactions to certain powers as an indicator of Beerus' true power, his reaction here was the most over the top that we saw throughout the entirety of Dragon Ball Super. Basing scaling Beerus off a few reactions probably isn't the best case, as he is quite an animated character as it is. Given that Kaioken multiplied Goku's Super Saiyan Blue power by 10 times, that would at least prove that Super Saiyan Blue Goku is not even 10% of Beerus' full power. Of course, we would eventually go on to see Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 in the Tournament of Power, which still wouldn't have matched Beerus at full power. And of course, Goku had gone for a few arcs of increasing his power through Zenkai's adaptation and training. Now in the Dragon Ball Super anime, not a lot was really indicated where Beerus' power lied throughout the Future Trunks saga. You could argue the same of the Tournament of Power. But in the manga Dragon Ball Super, a pretty big claim was made by Shin, who stated that Vegito Blue's power whilst using the final Kamehameha had surpassed Beerus' power. Now obviously the Dragon Ball Super manga and anime are separate continuities, done by Toei, the other done by Toyo Taro. There is a split in the fandom of whether you can use the manga to explain plot holes in the anime and vice versa. It's quite frankly a subjective matter that's up to you. How much weight they hold in relevance to each other is up to you. But Shin's statement in the manga certainly didn't contradict anything we saw in the anime. In fact, in Dragon Ball Super episode 65, the Kai stated that Merge Zamasu's power was a terrifying energy and that they'd never seen such a powerful light. And obviously we know that Vegito Blue was a lot stronger than Merge Zamasu. However, was this Gowasu talking about his own God of Destruction, or was he talking about all Gods of Destructions? It seemed to get contradicted in the Tournament of Power anyway, but this will eventually be important to my point at the end of this video. As I repeatedly say in my videos, the anime and the manga have the same narrative through line. They use different plot devices to get to that narrative conclusion, but ultimately the lore is the same. But what we really do know is that Toyo Taro has a direct line to Akira Toriyama. He said in an interview, especially concerning the Future Trunks saga, that he stays true to the essence of what Toriyama outlined for him and only goes off key here and there and very slightly. And in that same interview, Toriyama confirmed that he'd read Toyo Taro's work on that arc and approved of it. However, once again, the weight of that source in terms of the relevance to your version of power scaling is up to you. I'm not telling you how to scale, but I'm just presenting the information. Now, it was in the manga that we actually saw more of Beerus than we did in the anime in terms of fighting and training. We saw that he fought against perfected Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and absolutely walloped him. But what we also got to see was Beerus tackle all 11 Gods of Destructions at once in the Zen Exhibition match, where initially all the 11 Gods of Destructions targeted Beerus, but ultimately, despite eventually turning into a battle royal, Beerus was the last one standing alongside his arch nemesis Quitella. Now, some people may point out that Belmod was feigning on the floor. The argument I put to you is, if he was truly the most powerful, why would he need to feign? He could just overpower everyone anyway. So it's heavily implied that Beerus is one of the stronger Gods of Destructions, top 3 if not top 2. But most importantly, what that tells us is all the Gods of Destructions are not equal. The state of the Gods of Destruction's power is actually a range of power, not a flag post power. In the Tournament of Power, when they talk about the state of the gods, they're talking about a range of power. Now, obviously in episode 92, we stated that the God of Destruction that beat Beerus in the arm wrestle, referring to Belmod, was stronger than Beerus, but Beerus quickly dismissed that and said, I only lost in an arm wrestle once. Not that it needed to be, but in the manga, they downplayed the importance of an arm wrestle in comparison to actual power level. We know that Whis often likes to poke fun at Beerus, and we also don't know when this arm wrestle was, how long ago it was, etc. But the reason for his statements were because he said that there was a mortal a God of Destruction cannot beat. Now it's important to note he said a god of destruction, not all gods of destructions. And the reason he was referring to a god of destruction was because he said that god of destruction beat Beerus in an arm wrestle. He was talking about a singular god of destruction. This was also heavily emphasized in the manga when Goku fought against Toppo in the Zen exhibition match. Jiren said, by the way, based on combat skill alone, Jiren is stronger than our god of destruction, Lord Belmod. In which Goku replied, wait, so you're saying Jiren is stronger than the god of destruction of your universe? And Toppo said, that's right. They were not talking about all gods of destructions or Beerus. They were talking about Belmod. And then upon Whis confirming these rumours in episode 110 to be true, he said, he is the one who has reached that state. Remember, as we've already discussed in this video, that state is a range of power, perhaps even surpassed it. But he used the word perhaps. He didn't say definitely surpassed the state of the gods. Now, it's still debatable as to whether the power Jiren was demonstrating during that Genki Dama struggle was the power that surpassed Belmod, or whether Whis was referring to Jiren's potential power that he hadn't used yet, as Whis also acknowledged that Jiren during that Genki Dama struggle was far from full power. Needless to say, ultimately, the height of which we saw base Jiren at full power would have been against Ultra Instinct Omen Phase 3 Goku in the start of the fight against Complete Ultra Instinct Goku in episode 130. During episode 129, we stated that Goku using Ultra Instinct Omen Phase 3 was stepping further into the state of the gods, and it was also stated that Complete Ultra Instinct was the limit-breaking power of the gods, referring to gods of destructions. So using that perspective, you'd have to say that Ultra Instinct Omen Phase 3 was close to the limit of the power of the gods of destructions, but Complete Ultra Instinct surpassed it. Now, this claim is actually supported by many official sources. This article in the Jump magazine for episode 129 stated that Ultra Instinct might have surpassed Beerus, once again using that vague term and that we have come to know and love from Dragon Ball Super, but it said it might have surpassed Beerus. Now, it uses an image of Ultra Instinct Omen Phase 3, and multiple times in my videos before I have said it could be Ultra Instinct Omen Phase 3, but due to other information pertaining to the fact it was Ultra Instinct, Complete Ultra Instinct, I've changed my mind on that now. I agree that it would be Complete Ultra Instinct. The consistencies are too hard to ignore. As for that article in the Jump magazine for episode 129, Kenzaro did confirm that it was referring to Complete Ultra Instinct, not Ultra Instinct Omen Phase 3, and this article here that is basically centered on Complete Ultra Instinct stated that this was the power that surpasses even a god of destruction. Now, base Jiren at full power against Ultra Instinct Omen Phase 3 Goku was going toe to toe. He literally had to force Goku into a corner to threaten to eliminate him. However, Goku started to counter that and unleashed Complete Ultra Instinct and absolutely blitzed Jiren. But at the beginning of episode 130, Jiren was going toe to toe with Ultra Instinct Goku again. Sure, Goku certainly had the advantage and did win out, but it wasn't like it was a one-shot. Even after the initial blitz, full power Jiren was able to give Complete Ultra Instinct Goku a bit of a fight, lasting at least a couple of minutes with a few exchanges. What this could imply is that the difference between Ultra Instinct Omen Phase 3 and Complete Ultra Instinct were not leagues apart. Of course, Jiren would awaken his hidden power in what is often referred to as Awaken Jiren or Limit Breaker Jiren, and Jiren would actually initially beat Complete Ultra Instinct Goku until he got that friend boost. You could say that Awaken Jiren certainly also surpassed the state of the gods, but you have to argue that it wasn't a state that particularly lasted that long, potentially only around 30 seconds as it lasted less time than Complete Ultra Instinct. And you could make the argument that upon receiving the friendship boost against Awaken Jiren, it was stated that Goku's speed had increased. Nobody actually referred to power. Needless to say, if Complete Ultra Instinct was the power that surpassed Beerus or might have surpassed Beerus, that would place Beerus' power, his full power, somewhere between Ultra Instinct Omen Phase 3 and Complete Ultra Instinct, which we kind of just discussed potentially wasn't that great of a difference. Fast forward to the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, and once again at the end of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, Beerus, not Jiren, despite Jiren featuring in the movie in a flashback, was used as the benchmark for Broly's power. However, once again, Goku used the words might have been stronger than Beerus. Then in the Dragon Ball Super Broly light novels, Frieza stated that Super Saiyan Broly, not Super Saiyan Full Power Broly, was the strongest being in existence, and of course, Beerus is part of Frieza's existence in Universe 7. Maybe he was only referring to Universe 7, however it's unlikely he was referring to any of the Angels or Zeno, as they don't technically belong to the same existence as Frieza does, they are from the other side. Needless to say, Beerus is still being used as the benchmark for power. And here is something else I discovered recently, that the Dragon Ball Super Wafers stickers are also licensed by Toei Animation. As you can see on your screen right now, that is Toei's logo in the corner, and it also mentions them in the bottom left corner. Now these are only stickers, so their weight in terms of the relevance to the anime itself is up to you. Of course, Toriyama may have had nothing to do with these, but this may indicate how the wider franchise sees these characters, and they have Jiren with a power of 9,500, Super Saiyan Full Power Broly and Ultra Instinct Goku with a power of 9,600, and Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta with a power of 9,700. And incidentally, Vegito Blue from the Future Trunks saga also has a power of 9,300, but that's not using the final Kamehameha. What's Beerus' power level, you might ask, in these stickers? Well, he doesn't quite have one. He actually has question marks instead of a certified power. Now this is the crux of this video, and it's basically the fact that even since early Battle of Gods, they haven't quite decided on how powerful Beerus will be. As mentioned before, Beerus is the catalyst for the entirety of Dragon Ball Super. The story only really comes full circle when Goku manages to catch Beerus in terms of power level. Of course, he did it briefly by completing Ultra Instinct and may have gone beyond that with that friendship boost, but Ultra Instinct was a freak accident that he can no longer trigger at will. When you consider that it was implied that Goku absorbed the Super Saiyan God power from Battle of Gods into his base, and then can stack all his regular Super Saiyan transformations 1, 2 and 3, then stack Super Saiyan God again, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20, he still isn't at Beerus' level. It really goes to show how suppressed Beerus was in the Battle of Gods saga. But he has been continuing to get plot protection ever since Battle of Gods in order to keep him relevant for that eventual rematch. Beerus' true power is simply a moving goalpost. Now, objectively basing it off all the information that we have to date, you could say the best indication of where Beerus' power level lies is between Ultra Instinct Omen Phase 3 and complete Ultra Instinct Goku. And that's fine because obviously there's no way to get a complete assessment on where the power scaling lies at the moment because the story is still in progress. There's still many things that we need to learn about Dragon Ball Super to get an accurate depiction of the power scaling charts. It's what I like to call progressive power scaling. You scale off all the information you have to date, but if new information comes in and it contradicts what you've got, you take that into account and you go again. But what's become abundantly clear during Dragon Ball Super is Beerus is protected by plot protection. I like to call it his special ability, and that his actual true power is a moving goalpost, and we won't find out what it truly is until he becomes needed again in the narrative to either fight Goku or an enemy that Goku cannot defeat and demonstrate his true power, and his true power will most likely surprise us all. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Beerus is a moving goalpost, or do you believe he will stay at Ultra Instinct Omen Phase 3 to complete Ultra Instinct levels? Drop your thoughts down in the comments section, I look forward to reading them. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, lend the Daishenkin your energy, smash that like button. Until next time, Ad Astra.